Coming up on Medwatch today, a new CTE study says it's not just concussions that can cause brain injury. One man's story of a daredevil life turned dangerous, and the good he hopes this study can bring to others just like him. Creepy, crawly, and hiding in plain sight. What you need to know about bed bugs, where to find them, and how to keep them from finding you. And finding hope in a time of despair. The family that's giving back to other families who have babies in the neonatal intensive care unit. Hi there, and thanks for joining us. I'm Julie Musgrave. A recent study found the strongest link yet that it's not just concussions behind the brain disease known as CTE. It's any blow to the head, whether a concussion follows or not. For those with head injuries, it is welcome news that more awareness is right around the corner.
What everybody else would have called me an adrenaline junkie, a thrill seeker. Didn't matter what it was that I could do, whatever it was, I was trying to go faster, jump higher, stay farther.
It's safe to say Steve Johnson lived a life in a pattern of self-destruction.
It's kind of like a badge of honor to get hit really hard or to land really hard and bounce up and say, I'm cool or I'm good.
The risk no longer scared him. In 2010, he had his first symptom of brain injury, a seizure. After that, he started getting sick all the time. His pain eventually took him to a low place.
I want to be done with life. That's it. Just didn't want to do it anymore.
Suicidal thoughts, along with irritability, impulsive behavior, and depression, are just some symptoms associated with CTE.
Oftentimes we forget about the brain.
Brenna Hughes is considered an expert when it comes to head injuries in the Central Valley. She works in the acute care speech-language pathology department at Community Regional Medical Center.
Either we believe that we have this brain made of steel inside our head that is invincible and just immune to injury, or we think about the brain for what it is, which is a very soft, friable tissue that's made out of fat inside a very hard skull.
Hughes says a recent study published in the journal Brain is a game changer for medical professionals everywhere.
When we think about the brain and the anatomy and the physiology of the brain and its vulnerability, then we know that having any blows to the head is dangerous in the long term.
The study looked at why about 20% of brains found to have CTE came from those who had never reported a concussion.
I see patients that are sustaining repetitive brain injuries, and it's not just football, it's not just soccer, it's not just sports.
Previously, concussions were thought to be the main driver of CTE.
Even though we don't have symptoms right now, that these cause cumulative effects over the long term for these people.
And oh my God, somebody finally believes me.
Steve met Brenna at Community Regional. He says connecting the dots from his symptoms to brain injury is how he finally felt better.
And look back and say, how many times did I have some sort of an impact, even if I didn't hit my head, that I was dizzy or that my vision was a little blurry or that I may have had a headache afterwards.
Steve is doing much better today with his family by his side.
I've really had to learn how to adjust what he can handle and what he can't handle.
Steve hopes this study will help grow awareness not just from the medical community, but other thrill seekers like him.
What I really hope is that it opens the doors so that an awful lot of people decide not to be like me.
The study also says there's only one way to limit risk of CTE, and that's to limit the number of head impacts. Treatment for concussion calls for rest, both physically and mentally. Turning now to some creepy crawlers you've probably heard a lot about. Bed bugs, but what exactly are they and how can you keep them from coming to your home? Dr. Greg Simpson is a dermatologist with Community Medical Centers, and he breaks it all down.
All right, we're talking about bed bugs. I think just that phrase alone probably makes people a little nervous. What exactly are they?
They are bugs that are about the size of an apple seed. They are visible in your eyes. They live approximately 70% of them will live around your bed frame, mattress, something like that. But the other 30% could be in the walls, something like that. And they generally feed on humans, occasionally on animals, but primarily humans, between 1 and 5 a.m. at night. One feeding can have a bed bug survive for up to a year. So they can stay around for a long time and you will not see them, but that is pretty much the bed bug.
What are some of the conditions that they like living in?
They like living in any condition. They'd prefer a little bit messier of an area, but primarily they're seen nowadays in hotels, shelters, nursing homes, place where there's a lot of movement of people, maybe people traveling internationally, things like that.
What are some symptoms that people should be looking out for?
So the symptoms that you could see would be similar to a regular bug bite, such as a flea bite or something like that. Generally areas that are exposed at night, around the neck, the face, the wrists, maybe around your waist or in your groin area or around the ankles. Things you can see would be something like a red smudge around a mattress, because sometimes they get squished and the blood goes out, or you can see a brown dot, which would actually be their feces. And you can see them. Like I said, they're the size of an apple seed, so if you're looking in the right places, you will see them.
And what are some health risks if they do bite you?
Luckily, in our world, we have dangerous and annoying, and these are more in the annoying category. Bed bugs have not been proven to transmit any true diseases. There's some thought they might transmit a thing called Chagas disease, but it's never been proven. So as our stance is, they don't transmit anything at this point, just annoying.
That is good.
Yes.
What are some of the treatment options?
So the treatment options in general, the primary thing is to try to prevent them in the first place, but once you've got the bites, we use topical steroids, something like hydrocortisone you can get over the counter. You can use wet compresses. You can use things for stuff like sensitive skin and eczema, cold compresses, oatmeal baths, stuff like that. And you certainly can take Benadryl by mouth. Might make you a little bit tired, but will definitely help with the itching.
Obviously, all things that we don't want to encounter, but we appreciate all your advice.
Coming up on Medwatch today, why doctors believe there is a link between the flu and heart attacks and how you can help protect yourself. And saving the hospital system big bucks. Our healthcare hero takes a closer look at department efficiency and makes sure patients get the best services at the best price.